Today we're going to be looking at LANTITE Numeracy practice questions, but the ones where the calculator is not available. So 53 to 65. If you've got any questions, leave it down below and we shall see how we do. Let's first pick a color. I think red is a nice color. We'll see how we go. Okay, and does the writing work? Yay, that's good. Okay. The healthy school canteen strategy for one Australian state includes following guidelines. 3/4 should be every day, quarter, no more than a quarter should be occasional. They've got 60 items on the menu. What's the maximum number of occasional? So a quarter means you've got to divide by 4. So 60 divided by 4. I know that that's 15. You could use a short division for that one. So 60. 4 into 6 is 1, 2 remainder, 6 into 2 is 5. So it can't be any more than 15, sorry. There's that one. Oh, I don't want it to do that. Okay, next one. Table shows the distances computer, swim, cycle and run in an inter-school triathlon event. Click true or false. For each, the swim is 0.75. No, because that would be 0.075. 0.75 kilometers is actually equal to, I don't know why I just did that. 0.75 would be 750 meters. So that's false. Sorry about my drawing. The total length of the triathlon is 3,575 meters. Yeah, that's right, because the cycle is 3,000. 3,000 plus 500 plus 75. You add up all them and you get 3,575. Okay. Number 55. Table shows the finishing times of the competitors who came first and second. What's the difference? So I want to get them to be the same minute first, or get the first one to be at 00. So we've got to add 5 seconds to that to make it 3300, because 60 seconds in a minute, and then there's another 13 seconds there. So 5 plus 13 is 18. So 18 is our answer. Oh yeah, I'm true for that one. Okay, let's keep going. Edith Cowan, first Australian woman to serve as a Member of Parliament. She was born 2nd of August 1861 and died 9th of June 1932, which means she didn't reach her birthday. So when we do this, it's asking how old was she when she died. When we do the years, one minus the other, 1860, it's hard to sort of draw. I'm using my rubbish stylus. Let's try that again. Oh, it's stopped working. Oh, guess I could use my mouse. 1932 take 1861. That will end up equaling 2 take 1 is 1. 3 take 6 can't do. We've got to cross out this to make it 13. That will be an 8. 13 take, this is supposed to be a 6. I'll just write it out new with mouse. 1932 take 1861. 2 take 1 is 1. That turns into an 8. That's 13. 13 take 6 is 7. 8 take 8 is 0. And 1 take 1 is 0. So she would have been 71 if she had completed her birthday, but she doesn't. So she'll end up being 70. 57. What's the distance in kilometers from Red Cave to Broken Waterfall? Assuming they're on the same track, you obviously have to add them two together. This top one there is actually 0.8 kilometers. So you just have to add 3.5 plus 0.8 plus 0.8. Add them together and you will get 4.3. So 5 plus 3 is 13. You'd have to carry the 1 over there. So 4.3. I'm not going to write it out again. It's hard enough to write with my mouse. Onwards we go. Jenny is shopping online. She orders 0.4 kilos of macadamia nuts, and it's $30 per kilo. What's the cost of the macadamia nuts that Jenny buys? Real easy way to look at it is just get 1/10 of a kilo, and then we've got 4 of them, okay? Because we've got 4/10. So we have to divide this by 10. That just means you move the decimal place 1 across. So we $3 per 100 grams per 1/10 of a kilo, and we need to buy 4 lots of 10 of 100 grams, so it ends up being 3 times 4. 3 times 4. Hopefully you know your times tables and you know that 3 times 4 is 12. So $12 is the answer. Okay. Next one. Company budget, 3-year development plan as follows: 600 million, 800 million, 1.2 billion. Some statements about the budget. The year 2 amount is 125% of the year 1 amount. 25% is a quarter. You should know, 25 out of 100. So it's just saying, is this second one the same as the first one, plus if you add a quarter? If I do 600 divided by 4, short division, you end up getting the answer 150, just like we got 60 divided by 4, get 15. It's the same thing. 4 into 6 is 1 with our 2 remainder. 6 into 20 is 5. Then we have a 0. So that's our 25%. If we add it to our 100% of 600, you end up getting 750. So the year 2 amount is more than 125%. The year 3 amount is less than the total of year 1 and year 2. 600 million plus 800 million is 1.4 billion. Just look at it as 6 plus 8 is 14, and this one is 12. It's the same thing. You just have to know that billion is the next thing. Billion is like 1,000 million. So yeah, I won't even show the working out for that one. The year 3 amount is less. So 1.2 billion is less than 1.4 billion. Let's keep going. A teacher coordinates a school gardening club. Club meets twice a week at lunchtimes as follows. So half hour on Tuesday, half hour on Thursday, and an additional 30 minutes each week. So hour and a half in total. Assuming that there's no public holidays on Tuesdays and Thursdays, what is the total number of hours they spend on it? Well, if they're spending 30 minutes plus 30 minutes plus 30 minutes, I've said that that's an hour and a half. And then if you're going to do an hour and a half times 10, it means you've got to move the decimal place 1 over. So that will end up equaling to 15 hours in a 10-week term. So 15 is our answer there. 61, a teacher orders 1 laser pointer, so about 70 bucks, plus 8 whiteboard markers, which are about $4, and 1 whiteboard eraser, which would give the best estimate of the total cost. So it should be 1 lot of $2, so it can be any of these 3, 8 lots of $4, so it has to be 8 times 4, which means it can be either of these 2, B or C, and then you've got to say that it's about 70 bucks for the laser pointer. So the answer is D. Okay, education expenditure, which means how much they spend. Pie chart shows percentage of the government spending on all different sectors. Let's just have a look at the questions. Expenditure on higher education, so higher education, is more than 4 times the expenditure on vocational education and training. That's true, because 7 times 4 will be 28. The writing with a mouse is harder than the maths. And 33 is higher than 28, so it is more than 4 times bigger. Yes. Ratio of the total expenditure on preschool education and school education was, sorry, just looking at something. The ratio of the total expenditure on preschool education and school education to the total expenditure on higher education and vocational education and training was 3 to 2. So the preschool and school. So it's saying these two. So that's 60%. 60%. They're saying that that is a 3:2 ratio when you compare it to the higher education and the training, which is 33 plus 7, which is 40. So is the ratio of 60 to 40 the same as 3:2? It is, because if you divide 60 by 3, you'll get 20, and you divide your 40 by 2, you get 20. So it's about dividing the relevant numbers. Okay, I'll do it slightly neater over here. We've got 60 to 40. This is how you do a ratio with a colon. And they're asking if it was the same as 3 to 2. And hence you have to divide this number by that number and this number by that number. And yeah, if you end up getting the same value, then yes, the ratio is the same. So yes, that one is true. 63. Physical education class. Teacher wants to get a dance instructor, 250 per class. However, when 3 classes are booked at the same time, it's a 20% discount off the total cost. So 3 classes would be 3 times 250, which would be 750. But it's saying that it'll be 20% off in total. 20% is a fifth, because 20 out of 100 is the same as 2 out of 10, which is the same as 1 out of 5. So if you just divide this by 5, that's 20%, and then that's what you minus off the total. I know that 750 divided by 5 is 150, but we just need to prove it. 5 into 7 is 1, remainder 2, and 5 into 25 is 5. If I take 150 away from 750, that will get you 600. So in total, it will cost $600 for 3 classes. 64. There's about 4 million students in 9,500 schools. Apparently 2/3 were enrolled in government schools. Which of these is closer to the number? Well, I know that this is very close to the number 39, like as in 3.9 million. So that's 3.9 million. And if you divide by 3 to get a third, you get 1.3 million. So that's a third, but it's saying 2/3, which means there'll be 2 lots of 1.3. And if you have 1.3 plus 1.3, that gets you 2.6 million. And that's D. 65. Last question. There are approximately twice as many government schools in 2018 as in Australia. Which value is closest? So twice as many government compared to non-government, and that's out of about 9,500. So again, I can just try and get a bit of a rough number by dividing by 3. The reason I divide by 3, because if the ratio is 2 to 1 of government to non-government, if you add these two numbers together, you get 3. So I will figure out a third and then say 2/3 will be government schools and non-government schools will be that 1/3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 into 5 will be 1, remainder 2. 3 into 20, that's supposed to be, will be 6, remainder 2. And that will keep going. So I'd say the number of government schools is the 2/3 one, so I've got to roughly double that number. 316 and 6 roughly double, times by 2, so just add that up. 316 I already know it's going to be about 6,300. 6 plus 6 is 2 plus 1. 6 and 6 is 12 plus 1, 13 there. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So about 6,300. Given as well that I've actually rounded up and I've called it 9,500 instead of 9,477. If I had done this sum with 9,477, I would have got a more exact answer. That's my 9, by the way. Hard to write with the mouse. And my stylus, this is broken. So 3 into 9, 3, 3 into 4, 1 with 1 remainder. This is 5 and 2 remainders, and that is 9. And if I double 3,159, that will get me, off the top of my head, 6, 3, 18. Hence the guess of 6,300 is the one, and it's pretty close to my estimated answer as well. So yeah, that's how to work them out. I've only gone through it quickly because I'm very short on time, but yeah, just ask questions if you need a little bit more clarity with stuff. Thanks heaps for your time. I'll see you all next time.